Okay, so in this walkthrough video, I'll be showing you how you can send emails to a batch of contacts or leads inside of Kartra. Now let's say you have people coming into a specific list in Kartra, or they've bought a certain product and they get tagged using a specific tag. Then you can send one email to all of these people. So for example, if you are selling a certain product that would fit this list of people that you already have. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to My Communications, and it should take you to a section where you can do tracking on leads, the communication, which includes sequences and broadcasts, and see analytics for leads coming in and broadcast information or sequence information, right? So what we want to do here, since we're going to be sending this to a specific batch of people, we're going to go to broadcast, and it's going to be a one-time thing. So if it's going to be automated, like if you want people to actually be receiving this email on their own because of something they did while accessing your funnel, then you're going to use sequences. But if you're just going to send one email to all of the people in a specific batch, then this is how you're going to do it. You're just going to go to broadcast. All right, so I'm already in broadcast. Right, so when you're in broadcast, go to this create new broadcast button. Just click this green plus button on the right side of your screen, and you can name your broadcast anything. Just make sure that you name it properly so that you'll know what this broadcast is about. Remember that the broadcast name will be internal, so your audience or the people you're going to email is not going to see this. It's not a subject line. This is an internal name for your own purposes. Okay, so let's say I want to send a happy birthday, or I don't know, let's say for people coming into my specific list, let's say I want to greet them a Merry Christmas, and I'm going to show you how you can greet them through special leads. There you go. That's just an example, and you can, if a category is already existing for this specific broadcast, then you can just pick that existing category. But if it doesn't fit any of these categories here, you can just click on Manage My Categories and create a new category name. So let's say this one is a holiday greeting email. The purpose of the category is for us to filter this out. If we're like searching for a specific email that we've already sent out, then it's easy for us to track that by using this filters option right here and pick the specific category. Right? So holiday greeting, and then I'm gonna hit create. Right, now that we're in create, in broadcasts settings, we click on send by email, or if you want to send by SMS, that's okay, as long as there's an SMS gateway. But we're going to send an email, and this one is already set up. It has the correct send from email address, reply to email address. If it's incorrect, then you just change it to the actual email that you want to show up as the sender, so that your client knows it's coming from you. And then set up the reply to email as the email address that you actually check. Or yeah, you could have the same email address for your send from and the reply to, so that it stays professional. Okay, so I'm going to use that same thing. Just click on save right here and then save and next. Now this is where we're going to do the batch sending, because we're going to pick a specific batch of people. So let's say I want to send this to people who are inside my list. So let's say if I want to send it to anyone that's in my list, like I have multiple lists right here, I could show you that. So there's actually multiple lists in this specific account. And while that's loading, let's just continue. Okay, so if I pick any list, then it's going to send to anyone who is inside of any of my list. And if I pick on a specific list, and it's only going to send to these people who are in this specific list. So these are the lists that is inside this account. So you're going to see that it's actually separated out. So there are people coming from a specific group. There are people who actually downloaded a specific lead magnet, or there are people who booked a call. So it's very segmented, and we want it that way so that we can make sure that the messages they receive are relevant to them. All right, so let's say I want to send this to any list because it's a holiday greeting. So I want to send it to everyone, and it's going to show all the people here. Let's say the lead selected. These are the number of leads, and you're going to see this number that is blocked. That only means that the emails that are provided here are either outdated, they're no longer used, or the people using the email addresses when they logged in, they just use random emails that actually doesn't exist because they want to test out the page. Kind of like spam, signing up using a spam method, right? So hit and send to single email. And then this is the part where the audience would actually see the subject line. So if you enter the subject line here, this is what shows up in their inbox, the title of the message. Okay, so just writing the title of the message here. Title of the message goes here. Message here, and you're gonna see this dynamic variables on the side. This just means that this is the variables you can use inside your message that will automatically be replaced with the actual data. So for example, if they signed up, provided their first name, their last name, provided their email address, and Kartra also tracks the day they joined, their country code, then you can use all of these things here easily. So let's say I want to create, for example, I have this lead whose name is Jason. So if I put in hi first name here, then when Jason gets this in his inbox, it will show up as hi Jason. Okay, so that's just how it's gonna end up. Now there's this button right here that says send test email. Be sure to do that and send it a test to yourself. And what's gonna show up is, for example, if you have a variable right there that says first name, you know that it works because it no longer says first name when you receive it. Instead, it will say test, because that's just the default function when you do a test email. It just says hi test, or replaces whatever dynamic variable you put in there with the word test. Okay, so you can use that to make sure that your emails are properly laid out. They are justified, or they are left aligned. They aren't accidentally centered, that this proper spacings have been used. Okay, so click save and next. Save and next. Now there are three options right here. You could either save this as draft if you're not ready to send it yet, or if it's an incomplete email, then you can just save it as draft because you want to update it later on. You just started creating this email, and then in the middle of it you are thinking of adding something, but you need to finish that thought or that idea on another notepad or in another note editing software. Then you need to transfer that here, so you can just save it as draft for now. Now if you have the emails already completed, you can either, if you wanted to send it now, just click on send now, or schedule it for later. Now just remember that the schedule here is actually using your profile time zone. So if your profile is saying that you are currently in the EST area or EST time zone or EDT time zone, then that is the exact time that this email will be sent. So if I am in EST and I want to send an email at 10 a.m., right? And my audience is, let's say my audience is from the Philippines, and if I send this at 10 a.m. EST, then that person will be receiving this at 10 p.m. Philippine time. Alright, so just remember that this is actually not dynamic. It fits your schedule, not your audience. Right? And click save and next. And that's it. Congratulations, broadcast has been scheduled, and it's going to be either sent or scheduled or saved as draft.